Yo, first Samurai Jack out. Now this nigga comes back and drops off a 2-piece with no biscuit. I can't do it. 2017, I can't. I just can't. What's going on, everybody? It's the Granddad Woolly, and you are here again for another edition of Woolly Reviews Film Data Netflix Pick Comedy Edition. We got a comedy special review today, and goddamn it, y'all, he is back. After 10 long years, one of the greatest stand-up, no fuck that, greatest comedians ever to grace the goddamn world has returned from the shadows, and he has blessed us with some new shit. This nigga's back. He dropped some new shit, which he says ain't really even new. He said it's just like a year old, but it's new to us, goddammit. So don't fucking tear us down right now, Dave. We ready. We fucking ready. Talking about the new shit from Dave Chappelle, 2-piece special on your ass. We talking about The Age of Spin and Deep in the Heart of Texas. 2 cities, 1 event on that ass. Now, for those who don't know about Dave Chappelle, I'm not even gonna bother right now. Fucking, what the fuck? How you not know about Dave Chappelle? Chappelle Show, Killing Him Softly, For What It's Worth, everything this month, Half-Baked. Come on now, Dave Chappelle, come on now. Like, and the motherfucker left the scene after a whole bunch of shit that went down. Look it up, I'm not gonna get into it, but basically he is finally back. He set it off with an SNL hosting gig. He hosted SNL, he killed that shit, and now he's back on the stand-up tip with 2 new specials, so we're gonna talk about both of them. So now let's get into these shits, and let's see if after all these years, if Dave still has it, or if he fell off, and he fell off hard, and this is just something that shouldn't have goddamn happened, and he just did it for a payday. We don't fucking know. Let's talk about the shit. All right, y'all, so like I said, Dave dropped 2 specials at the same damn time. So the first one he dropped was called Age of Spin. This was shot in LA. And this one right here, I gotta say right now, shows that Dave has not lost a step. This shit is fucking hilarious. Like, it's like riding the bike again. Like, we ain't seen Dave Chappelle stand up since probably, I think it was like For What It's Worth was the last one, which I think was over 10 years ago. But like, even though Dave looks a little bit older, he swelled up a little bit, his fucking comedy pen is still sharp as ever, and it's showcased on here. He's got so many hilarious bits on here, from the 4 times he met O.J. Simpson to the whole Bill Cosby situation when that was going on. He also talked about a hilarious time when he went to a Kevin Hart show with his son. That fucking shit had me fucking dying. That shit's probably one of the funniest things I've saw on the fucking special. That shit was fucking hilarious as shit. He also talks about other situations such as race and sexuality and things that just gonna make you feel uncomfortable, but Dave does it in a way where he makes you just fucking laugh and just look at it from a perspective that's just fucking hilarious as shit. He has so many jokes and bits on here that are just fucking on point. Not every joke here lands 100%, but I gotta say he's got a 95% success rate with the jokes. I found myself from the very opening of the shit just fucking laughing all the way to the end. And I mean, it just shows that Dave is back and he has not lost a fucking step. I'm not gonna go too deep into it, y'all, because I do not want to give away any of the jokes because this shit is so fucking gold. But god damn it, he is on point. And I love this fucking special. This shit was so fucking hilarious to me. And what's also dope is the music on here. He opens up both specials open up with Jay Dilla Donut song Working On It. If you don't know what that is, like, you ain't a Dilla fan, but yo, that shit's fucking dope. That got me right there. And then at the end of this special, he has a dope tribute to Phife Dawg. He even plays some Tribe Called Quest, Can I Kick It? And then, I mean, like, shit. Like, I mean, this fucking special right here, The Age of Spin, just really just hits on so many things. And I love how he fucking did this. It's shot well, it's presented well, it's filmed great. I like how it just flows, it's smooth, and everything on this thing is just like, you just get encapsulated by it from the start. And I really just love how he put this together. And the fact that this shit is over a year old, Dave doesn't make it feel that way. Even though these subjects and topics may have already passed, I guess, their expiration date as far as the limelight, Dave's perspective just gives it a new life and a new thought on it, and just makes it a more hilarious thing to just go back and think about and look at. And I just think it's something that he just pulled off so goddamn well. I really enjoyed this special, and it really just reinforced my fandom of Dave Chappelle, knowing that he still has it after all these years. And these motherfuckers in comedy right now, they better watch the fucking throne, because Dave is back and he gonna take that shit real quick, because like, there's no kind of stand-up like a Dave Chappelle stand-up. You can't get that anywhere else. You can watch anybody else, but Dave Chappelle does it in such a unique and hilarious way that he sets himself apart easily no matter what it is. And that's the charm and the beauty of watching Dave Chappelle stand up. And it's so good after all these years to see some new material, some fresh material, and something that just shows that he still has it after all this fucking time. Now, when it comes to the second special that he released, which is called, I think, Deep in the Heart of Texas, he filmed this in Austin, Texas. And this one right here is sort of like a little bit of a shift compared to the other one. Now, it's still hilarious. It's still fucking funny, but I still think the age of spin, the first one, is a little bit funnier than this one. On this one, Dave sort of centers around more of his personal life. He talks about his life living in a small town in Ohio and what goes on in there. The situation what he goes through with his wife and his kids and the dog that he has. He really just gives us more of a peek into his personal life on this special, which is really nice, like, because you don't really get to know much about Dave Chappelle's personal life. He's really like closed off and sort of a recluse in a way. So to hear him talk about these things is really refreshing. But when it comes to the jokes itself, they are funny, they are hilarious, don't get me wrong, but as compared to the other special, I don't think they hit as hard. He talks about the time where he got to press charges on 4 white kids for throwing a snowball at him and calling them the N-word, and he was able to actually, you know, kind of have their lives in his hands and how he felt about that shit. That shit was hilarious. Also, he talks about, you know, how he is with his wife and, you know, the state that they're in with their marriage and just how he feels about that. The time where he had to pick up his kid from school who got into a fight and how that went down. So it's like a lot of fucking bits in here that are really, like I said, personal and just shows you how Dave Chappelle's life is or how it's been during this 10-year span where he wasn't doing shit. And, you know, it's good to see that. But like I said, the jokes on here, I don't think hit as hard or are as funny as the ones from the previous thing, which kind of like makes it unfair because like, you watch them back to back, so it's easy to compare the two. But I do think Deep in the Heart of Texas has its own charm and its own appeal, and there's a lot of great things that go on in this special as well. So these are two specials that you have to see, you have to watch. You will get your laughs out of both of them, and I think Chappelle is back in true form, and it's just so good to see this. Now, no, I can't compare these two to Killing Them Softly or For What It's Worth because it's been like 10 years since those shits dropped, and those specials have aged so fucking well. And it's kind of like if Lauryn Hill dropped a new album now when we try to compare it to Miseducation. You can't do that shit. But I will say, comparing both of these together, the new joints, they are pretty much on par with each other for the most part. One, like I said, is a little bit better than the other to me personally, but both of these are fucking hilarious and you have to check them out because Dave is on point. And he always has never been not on point. Like, the motherfucker still got it. Just because he left the limelight don't mean he left the game 100%. And this shows that he is still one of the greatest to do it. So my final verdict, I'm not saying that Dave Chappelle's 2 comedy specials, The Age of Spin and Deep in the Heart of Texas, are both hilarious, well put together, well welcome returns to stand up for Dave Chappelle that you have to see. All I'm saying is that the jokes on here are fucking hilarious. I do not want to give any of these shits away. That's why I've been real, like, not too deep into the jokes, but they are fucking hilarious. You have to watch them. You will be dying laughing. Dave is back in rare form. He's doing what he's doing best, and he just gives you what you want. You know what you're going to get out of the Dave Chappelle special, and it's just so good to see him back doing this. And the fact that he gave us not 1, but 2 specials is great, and we are going to get a 3rd special that's brand new, I think, later this year, which is fucking on point. The next best thing is a new fucking Chappelle show, which is fucking, if that happens on Netflix, if Netflix makes that shit happen, Netflix is the true MVP of all this shit. And I think it might happen. You never know. I mean, if they throw enough money at this dude Dave and let him do what the fuck he wants, we might get another Chappelle show. And if we do, woo, y'all better watch the fuck out. So all I gotta say is that for me, Dave Chappelle's 2 stand-up specials that he just fucking dropped that you gotta watch is 100% Granddad approved. Go watch it right now. Get some pure grade A comedy in your life. Dave is on it. He will have you dying, especially if you were a fan of Dave Chappelle. You've already probably seen this shit. If you haven't yet, go stop watching this shit and go watch that shit. They are on point. There's nothing bad I gotta say about these specials. I think I've already watched both of them twice, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. I've already watched both of them twice, and I laughed just as much as I did the first time I saw it because the shit's just fucking hilarious. But I got nothing more to say. Dave Chappelle, 2 cities, 2 events, 1 extravaganza, and it's all fucking good. And he got Morgan Freeman to do the intro. Come on now, how can you not love this shit? Flip it. All right, y'all, that's gonna do it for today's video. Make sure you give me a thumbs up or drop a comment. Tell me what you think of the 2 new Dave Chappelle stand-up specials. If you've seen them, if you have not seen them, you fucking up. Go watch them now because they are fucking hilarious. Dave is back. And it seems like he has not lost a goddamn step, and goddamn it is good to see this motherfucker back in the game. Previous videos on the side as well as my latest single. Check that out, showing some love. And as always, Twitter, Facebook, SoundCloud, Instagram, links in the description below. And subscribe. Button on the screen, button below, Woolly Reviews, twice a week, as well as the gaming channel on CDK Studies. Check that shit out. Check out my other video I dropped today. I dropped 2 today, so might as well just watch the shit. And notification button, hit that shit. And I got nothing more to say. So until next time I take my leave, Granddaughter, Dave Chappelle, 2 stand-up specials, 1 fucking night. It's hilarious. I ain't got nothing more to say. Go watch the shit right now. Stop looking at my ass. I'm funny, but I'm not this fucking funny, so go watch the funnier motherfucker. I'm out of here.